In the last 10 hours, I've got hundreds of messages, comments, people reaching out to me asking me, did you see the newsletter? What are we going to do about product packaging inserts? What's your thoughts? What's your opinions? Don't worry, I got you covered because in today's video, I'm going to be breaking down my thoughts on the new Amazon FBA newsletter, so stay tuned. What's up, champs? Welcome to today's video. My name is Trevin Peterson. I'm a full-time multiple six-figure Amazon seller, and in today's video I'm going to be breaking down the Amazon newsletter that was just sent out yesterday, October 31st at 8:23 p.m. So a lot of you guys were probably out at a Halloween party and you get this email and you're like, I'm screwed. And I got a lot of messages and it concerned me at first, and I'm thinking, okay, what in the world am I going to do? And so I just want to make this video to kind of clear things up, give you guys my opinion, and to help you guys kind of have a sense of direction of what you want to do with your own business. So let's dive into my screen, and I'm just going to dive right to the point. And for those that are new to the channel, welcome. Go down and hit the subscribe button. I'd appreciate it if you guys liked this video and left a comment. But I just want to get you guys this information as quick as possible because I stress that this is the most up-to-date YouTube channel out. So I'm trying to make this video just for you guys so that those that are concerned get this problem resolved and can sleep at night, okay? So last night I was just going through my head and I'm like, okay, what's going on? But let's dive into my screen right here. And as you guys can see, if you guys are a seller, you probably got this Amazon newsletter. Some of it was really good and some of it was concerning. So we'll talk about the concerning stuff, and then I'll talk about some things that they're rolling out with some new programs that are going to be super beneficial. So whether or not you want to hear about the product packaging insert policy, there's some other really important stuff in this video as well that you guys are going to benefit from. So let's scroll down right here, and this probably caught your attention, these stars, 4.5 stars, and it says policy reminder product packaging inserts. It says let me just highlight this real quick. It says we want to remind you that Amazon's policies prohibit box inserts and product packaging that direct customers to write a review. Now, you've probably heard something like this where you can have product packaging inserts as long as it's not incentivizing someone to leave a review, or as long as it's not asking people to leave a 5-star review. But this clearly states right here that you can't have any box inserts or on the product packaging that directs customers to write a review, period. Whether you're asking them for a 1-star review, according to this, you can't do that. Whether you're asking for a 2-star review or a 5-star review, or just asking for their honest feedback or opinion about the product, according to this, you can't do this. And so this got a lot of people scared. And quite frankly, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, well, I just sent in 20,000 plus units of my products. They all have product packaging inserts. They're not asking for 5-star reviews. They're not incentivizing them to leave a review, but I'm asking for them to write a review about my product and what they think about it. So I'm thinking, I literally have the most inventory I've ever had in my entire life at Amazon. What am I going to do? So I keep reading, and it says, if you have products that are already in fulfillment centers and are in violation of Amazon's policies, you create a removal order to proactively remove your inventory. And at this point, I'm just laughing, and I'm thinking, if I do that, that's going to cost me tens of thousands of dollars to get them all removed, sent back to me. Then I'm going to have to go individually pull out each insert of my packaging, then ship them back in a box and ship them back to Amazon before November 9th. And I'm thinking, there's absolutely no way that I'm going to be able to do this. And hopefully I don't get caught, but there's no way. It's going to be very difficult for me to do that. And I was tossing and turning last night thinking, okay, what am I going to do? So I started doing some research, reached out to Amazon, started reading their terms of service, reached out to some other people, Facebook groups. I mean, it's all over the place. And so I started diving, and what I came to kind of the conclusion was right here in the customer product reviews. This is the actual terms of service. So what's interesting is if someone signed up today for an Amazon account, they wouldn't get that newsletter, but they'd have access to this. So Amazon would have to enforce by this terms of service and not their actual newsletter. So that got me thinking. I'm like, okay, that is a good sign. But basically, the Amazon takes their reviews very serious. If you manipulate, if you do something against their terms of service, they say immediate permanent withdrawal of the selling privileges, removal of products reviews, permanent delisting. I mean, it can be pretty serious if you mess with this. And so that's why there's a lot of concern, and rightfully so. But if we scroll down right here, it says in the terms of service, this is basically violations to customer review policies. So this is what you can't do, and it says a seller inserts a request for a positive Amazon review or an incentive in exchange for a review into product packaging or shipping box. So this is really, really different than what their newsletter says. This is basically saying you can't ask for the positive reviews, which we've talked about multiple times on the channel. You've probably heard this in Facebook groups as well. You can't just bluntly ask, hey, leave me a 5-star review, or if you're happy with the product, leave me a review. You can't do that. Or you can't say, hey, go to this link and I'll give you $10 if you leave a review, kind of thing. You can't incentivize them in any way, shape, or form. And so right here, this is the key kind of component to this whole problem. Is the newsletter says one thing and the Amazon terms of service says one thing. So that's where you kind of need to decide, okay, well, I'm going to go by the terms of service, which that's what I'm going to do right now, because there's no way that I can comply by the time Black Friday hits. There's just no way that I'm going to be able to do that. So I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, I'm in compliance with this terms of service. But now, another thing that I was thinking about is it could have been a typo. It could have been someone writing a newsletter that just messed up, because sometimes you write one thing and it could mean something completely different. So that was one thing. Or maybe Amazon is just preparing us for a new change in their terms of service. And so that's where you kind of need to decide, what do you want to do with your future products. Right now, I can't really do anything. I'm not going to be able to change it. But for my future products, maybe I'm just going to get rid of inserts, so that if Amazon does come out in the next few weeks or months to where you can't have any inserts, period, then I'm going to be all right. And so that's kind of what I'm going to do now. Is I've reached out to my suppliers and I'm like, hey, for the next round of orders, let's change the thank you card insert to just a simple card with my logo on it. I'm not going to be asking for a review, and I'm just going to play it safe, see how it plays out in the next couple months, and if nothing happens, then we're going to be free and clear. And so that's kind of what you need to decide right now. Is wherever you're at in your Amazon selling stage, you can decide to just abide by these terms of service, which they clearly state that you still can have an insert. It's just you can't ask for a positive review. And so what I'm going to do, like I just mentioned, I'm just going to adjust my thank you card insert and not necessarily ask for a review, and hopefully it doesn't kill me. And it'll be interesting to see if my review velocity goes up or down, or stays the same, or what happens. So it'll be interesting to kind of test that. And I just want to be kind of extra cautious and play on the safe side, because you never know what Amazon is thinking, and maybe here in the next few days or weeks or months, we'll get some new news. So that's kind of my thought on this. So I hope this helps you guys, and I hope it calms you down. Don't stress out about it too much. There's millions of sellers that all have thank you card inserts and are basically asking people to leave a review. Basically, Amazon would have to shut down like 50% of sellers. So I'm not super concerned as of now. Now things could change, but just have that in mind. But let's dive into another topic. That's enough about the product packaging inserts. Let's talk about another thing that was really, in my opinion, was something huge that Amazon is releasing, and that's the Amazon IP Accelerator. So basically, this is a way to enroll in brand registry a lot quicker, and to have the benefits and protecting your listing a lot easier, instead of having to wait for a trademark that could take a year to a year and a half. And so Amazon kind of recognized that, and so what they ended up doing right here, let's see if I can find this. It says right here, when businesses, so basically the Amazon Accelerator program is basically Amazon providing different IP attorneys to that you can use to get your brand either trademarked, patented, copyrighted, or whatever the case is, so that if you have a hijacker, if you have a counterfeit product, it's a lot easier to get them shut down and taken off. And basically, before this, you had to wait until that trademark was 100% complete and done, and that took about a year. And so right here it says when businesses use these law firms that they basically they have a list of, and you can click here on the email. When businesses use these law firms to file trademark application, Amazon provides their brands with accelerated access to brand protection in Amazon stores. So I'm not sure how accelerated that is. Is that basically once you file for the trademark, you get brand registry, or does Amazon take you a little bit more serious if you have a hijacker and you report them? I'm not sure how quick that is, but that, needless to say, this is huge. So if you're looking to get a trademark and you're in that process, I would definitely go through someone that Amazon recommends. And if you click here, it gives you an entire list of different law firms that you can reach out to, and you can get quotes and see how much it's going to cost. But I would for sure recommend doing this, because what's going to happen is you have accelerated access to brand protection. So if something does happen to your brand, if someone does start selling on top of your listing, you can take immediate action a lot quicker instead of having to wait until that trademark is actually registered. So this is huge. This is probably the best news of the newsletter, and there's a few other things right here. It says turn your excess inventory into opportunity, and basically if you have a lot of excess inventory, and for example, you probably saw my video where I sent a bunch of inventory to my house to kind of store it for 6 months until the summer, because it's a seasonal product. If that's you and you don't basically live in the States, you could do something like this, and you hit manage excess inventory, and you can basically run what's called an outlet deal if you qualify. And this is going to help you kind of get rid of your inventory, so it's not just sitting there. You can improve cash flow, and so that you don't just rack up all these storage fees. So this is another huge perk that came along with this newsletter. So a lot good came from this newsletter, and if you guys haven't read it, I would take the time to go through and read this newsletter and really understand what Amazon is doing, the changes that they're making. And the more that you know and understand what Amazon is trying to do, the better and more competitive edge you have in front of your competition. So make sure to read these newsletters, make sure to stay in the loop with the new updates, and I hope that this video helps you. And let me know if you guys have any other questions. Join the free Amazon Champion Facebook group. I'm there answering questions when you have them, and then there's other sellers in there answering questions. And then of course I have a private student Facebook group that I'm a little bit more active in, answering all your personal questions. And to join that, you can join my full Amazon Champion program, and I'll put that in the link down below as well. So I just want to help you guys. I don't want you guys to be concerned. I want you guys to succeed. That is what this channel is about, is helping you guys not make the same mistakes as me, helping you guys get from point A to point B a lot faster, and that is my goal, and I hope that I'm helping you. And if I am, I'd appreciate it if you guys subscribed, liked this video, and left a comment. And I'm just excited to see what comes in the future, and I just want to say thanks again, and we will see you in the next video.